This is an instructional video prepared by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Works. My name is John Hickok and I work for our department's Survey, Mapping, and Property Management Division. This is video SMP-002, Make a Map. In our previous video, SMP-001, we went to the Los Angeles County GIS data portal, downloaded some data, and then we examined the components of that data. In this video, SMP-002, we're going to make a map using some open source GIS software for the desktop. The software we will use in this video is called QGIS. It is a free and open source GIS application for the desktop that works with Windows, Mac, or Linux. Please remember that Los Angeles County does not officially endorse or provide any technical support for any particular GIS software. QGIS was chosen for the benefit of any viewer who does not have the means to purchase proprietary software applications. When you open QGIS for the first time, you will notice the Layer Manager docked all the way on the left. Vector files, like we see in this first button here, examples will include all the many shape files that we download from the Los Angeles County GIS data portal. You will see a couple of other buttons that we will not talk about here, but we'll let you know that they exist. You can add raster layers by using the second button. Raster layers will include examples like aerial photographs, maybe even USGS topo sheets that have been scanned and georeferenced. And of course, down here in the bottom is a button I like to use quite a bit. This one will take comma-separated text files downloaded from a surveyor's data collector and will turn them into GIS data based on the state plane zone that you use. We're going to add a vector layer, which is a shapefile. You will notice this icon here for adding a vector layer. Let's go ahead and select it. While we're going to look for a source of data, let's go ahead and browse to that city boundary layer we just downloaded. In my downloads file, we're going to add just the city boundaries layer, which is called city. These are the polygons. Let's go ahead and open. And there we go. Every time you add a layer or a shapefile, in this case, to any GIS software, it randomly picks a color and symbology for you. So we are going to go ahead and change the symbology to something that looks a little bit like what you might see on a website. Right-click this new layer called City. Let's go to Properties. Let's go to Style. And we're going to symbolize how it looks. I would like to make this one look hollow, so I will go down to Simple Fill. For the fill style, I'm going to say no brush. That means they're going to be hollow. Notice there's no fill. But for the border, I'm going to make this bright blue. I'm going to pick this one on the left. Okay. And for the line thickness of the border, I'm going to make this about half in number of millimeters and say OK. And there we go. Let's go ahead and use the magnifying glass to zoom into an area on the screen that we want to look at. Let's go ahead and go up near Santa Clarita and San Fernando. Now you will notice if we right click, we can look at the table. This is the DBF. The DBF comes up in a table. We have information about the object. For instance, we have the city, city type, city name. These attributes are described on the website where you've downloaded the data. Another key is how to get the information about by using the Identify tool. For instance, we're going to go ahead and click on the city boundary of Santa Clarita. We can highlight it and look at all the information this way. Now, to make this information more useful, we're going to show you how to set up a hyperlink. So once again, we're going to right-click, go to Properties. To hyperlink, we need to go to something called Actions. We're going to add a new action. The action is going to be of type Open. The name I'm going to call Hyperlink. And the action that we're going to do is we're going to just go to a field called URL and open it. add the field. So here we go, we're going to open. The name is called hyperlink. The action that's going to do is go to the field called URL and jump to the hyperlink. Now we need to add it to the action list. And there we go. Say OK. Now once again, use the Identify tool. Click on Santa Clarita, but you see where it says Actions? We'll click on this one, click on Hyperlink, and immediately, once the site opens up, if I can drag this window in here, it will take you to the hyperlink right from the GIS software. Let's go ahead and close up the browser. Let's close this one. Now the next thing we need to do is add a base layer. For QGIS, the best way to do it is to use the Open Layers plugin. Being open source, plugins are parts of GIS software that are written by contributors from all over the world. So to add the plugin, which is probably not there when you install it, we need to go to the plugin manager. So go to Plugins, Manage and Install Plugins. And you'll see a number of plugins that I've already have installed here. Where it says Get More Plugins, I'm going to go in here. You can see quite a few plugins that are made available. To narrow down this list, I'm going to go to the Open Layers plugin by typing part of the word. I'm going to select Open Layers plugin, and on the right, you can see a little bit of an explanation about it. You can tell that this Open Layers plugin is very well liked. Let's go ahead and install this plugin. And there you go. The plugin has been installed successfully. Now let's go to the installed plugins. We can see that when we see everything that's been installed, we will see that the Open Layers plugin is installed. Now, in order for the plugin to work, we need to understand that when we use the Open Layers plugins, which in a moment we're going to bring in Google Streets on top of our data, the data that you download from Los Angeles County is typically in State Plane Coordinates Zone 5. Google, on the other hand, has its own projection in latitude and longitude. So before QGIS can look at both layers at once, we need to tell it which coordinate system it's going to use, and then all other projections will be reprojected on the fly. So we need to go to Settings, under Options. It opens up another window. And this setting down here for Coordinate Reference System, or CRS, we simply need to automatically enable on-the-fly projection. And in this case, I've selected EPSG code 2229 for State Plane. If you don't have it here, you can simply select, go to this window, and simply type in the filter 2229, and it'll narrow down your choice, Zone 5. Okay? Automatically enable on-the-fly reprojection. Say OK. Now let's go ahead and add the Open Layers plugin using the ability to add the Google Maps layer. Let's go to Plugins, Open Layers Plugins, add Google Streets. Okay, here we go. Now notice that Google Streets has been placed on top of our city boundary layer, so all we have to do is drag it down below. And there we go. We now have an interactive map that we can pan and zoom, and we can identify. Here's the city of San Fernando, and under Actions, like we had set up earlier, we can go to the hyperlink to the city of San Fernando. And there we go. Hyperlinking is only one of many things we can do with GIS software. While most GIS data is not survey grade, we have found that it's useful for doing some project planning. As you can see here, bringing in section, township, and range as a layer that we downloaded from the Los Angeles County GIS data portal. Using Google imagery, we can find out that we can park the truck right around here, and we can use the measure tool to figure out it's about maybe 700 feet away, give or take. And we can still do hyperlinking. In this case, we're going to hyperlink to an existing township plat. We're going to go ahead and use the Identify tool. go to the Actions, and Link to Documents. And here we go, Township Plat. If you would like to know more about QGIS and to begin learning how to use the software, a lot of tutorials are available at qgis.org. And if you go down here, down below, where it says Learn More, click the link. There is a wide variety of tutorials, blogs, community support that is available to you. This concludes our video SMP002, where we made an interactive map. With free and open GIS data supplied by Los Angeles County and free software provided by the open source community, we have seen that creating interactive maps is easy and, with the cost of free, is completely affordable. We hope that everyone who watches this video will have a chance to visit the Los Angeles County GIS data portal. Happy mapping!